Go ahead and click. Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. This is not the time to fear. Understand this. The world that we're living in right now is about to go down. Understand. This ain't finna be nothing light. This ain't finna be nothing easy. It's about to go down. Hey, if you could, Baba Shah, you can hit that one too. And this is not the time for us to fear Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the time that we stand together. This is the time that we have been waiting on. We have been waiting on this time so that way we can gather ourselves together and stop being under our oppressor's hand. You hear about the rumors of war. You hear about all the things that's going on with the government, everybody trying to do the tariffs and fighting against the Trump administration and all that. Man, this is time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's time for you to sit back and make sure that you're right with the Most High God. If you're not right with the Most High God, then you have a reason to fear. But see, the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, we have no reason to fear. You want to know why? Because the Most High God didn't give us a spirit of fear. The Most High God told us to sit here and gather ourselves together, O nation that's not desired. Go to Zephaniah 2 and 1. We're going to go all the way down to verse. We're going to start at verse 1 and we're going to go all the way down to verse 3. This is not our time to fear. Understand this, man. If you are following the law, statutes, and commandments, you know for a fact, man, you could. Let the world go to total desolation. Let it happen. Let it happen. Because at the end of the day, I know who I serve. I know who I fear. And I know who I should not fear. The Most High God never told us to fear man. The Most High God never told us to fear our oppressor. The Most High God only asked for us to fear him. Don't fear the person that can just kill your body, but fear the person that can kill your.
Listen to Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, O nation, side. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not side.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation that is not desired. Why are we supposed to gather ourselves together? What is the best thing about gathering ourselves together? Because we figured it out. The brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K figured it out. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who all are under this truth, man, figured out why we were supposed to gather ourselves together. We're supposed to gather ourselves together so that way we are one body. We have one mind. Because we all know that we're not desired in this world. But if you gather yourselves together and you are all under the one body, if you are learning the truth, then you are protected. Keep reading.
Verse 2. Before the decree, before the text, as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord, before the day of the Lord's anger, come. Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which hath brought his judgment. Seek high silence, righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Understand this, man. The reason why I had that brother read that third verse is because it said, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek, all you submissive people. See, you got to be a submissive person to follow the Most High God. You can't sit here and be a person that don't feel like they ever got to bow down or submit themselves to anything. If you feel like you just so hard about it, nothing will sit here and I'm going to die one day. Yeah, okay, don't worry about it. When the Lord come back, you got to deal with that judgment. You got to deal with him. Since you want to be so stiff-necked and hard-headed, you deal with the Lord when he comes back. The brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, we know how to submit ourselves to the Lord. The Lord told us exactly what we're supposed to do. Follow his laws, statutes, and his commandments. And if you were saved, there was a blueprint that was given to you. You had rules from your father. Your father told you, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and also love your neighbor as such. Have brotherhood, have sisterhood. We know that the Lord's anger is going to come. But what are you going to be? Are you going to be his target? Or going to be his chosen few that follow what he said do? Because you know what he's going to do? He's going to send out them hunters. And you know who them hunters are going to find? Those people that did not follow his law, statutes, and commandments. See, that's why you need to be meek. You need to learn how to be submissive, man. Submission doesn't mean that you are a punk. It means that you are somebody that knows how to sit here and give respect or give kindness and honor to people. Like, you know how to sit here and you know when it's time for you to step forth, and you know when it's time for you to sit here and be like, all right, you know what, you got it. Everything doesn't call for you to be rah-rah and angry and barking and yet everything doesn't call for that. See, understand this. with your meekness, you know, that's submissiveness or patience. You got to learn how to have these things. You got to learn how to sit here and be patient. Because understand this, man, we've been waiting on the Lord to come back. A lot of people have been waiting on the Lord to come back, but a lot of people don't know what it's going to look like. See, the church keep talking about, oh, I can't wait for that old having the Lord come back. You don't know. You ain't read your Bible. When the Lord come back, it's gonna be fire and brimstone. It's gonna be Armageddon. That sky gonna crack open, and that sky cracking open ain't finna be angels with harps flying down talking about, oh, nah, it ain't finna be that. It's war. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand this, man. It's time for us to come into the truth. Man, if you are not here in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA, it is time for you to come into the truth. Ask your hard questions. Test the spirit. There's a reason why we sit here and wear shirts like this that says endure to the end. Because everything is not going to be easy. But this is not the time to fear and fall under these false prophets and these false camps and all these people that's telling you the things that makes you feel good because they're lying to you. We're not doing that. Here in the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to tell you what it is, and if you don't like it, so be it. You don't want somebody to sit here and always tell you what makes you feel good. They tell you what it really is. They're going to lead you down a path of destruction if every time you bring something to them, they just on your side. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired. We've never been desired in this world. Why do you think we were slaves? And went from being slaves getting whipped with whips on our back and chains and all these jingle bells that's been around your neck just to let your masters know if you're running. And for runners, they used to put iron sneakers on your foot. And at the bottom of the iron sneakers, they had thorns and nails sticking up. So that way you had to walk on your tippy toes all day, because if you walked on your heels, then you were getting stabbed by nails. Does that sound like stuff that happens to people that was desired in this world? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we all dealt with slavery. We all dealt in dealing with the fact that people sat here and had whorehouses. The first whorehouses had black women in it, locked in bondage and wooden crafts that they made to either have them in missionary position where they couldn't see who was sitting here pounding them, or had them in doggy style position where they had their arms stretched out and their butt was hiked up. They did that to our black women. You think that's what people in this world that is desired, you think that that's how they get treated? No, that's not how they get treated. That's why it's telling you to gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. You think that you are desired in this world just because of your skin color, just because you're light complexion. You're not desired in this world like that, man. Because they still deporting our Hispanic brothers and sisters, the Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, the Colombian brothers and sisters, the Cuban and Guatemalan, and the Haitians, and the Jamaicans. Don't care. You want to in color, but you got to recognize that they don't care about that. They know you for who you are. Though your hand try to be joined with them, understand this, they don't care about you. And they never have. They have said what they needed to say and done what they needed to do just to make you feel like you are a part of them, just so that way they can get close enough to you. So when they want to go with their move, they knew everybody they could touch. And now that they're touching us, what is happening? Because we didn't gather ourselves together, because we didn't stick with our own people, what are we doing right now? We're suffering. What else are we doing? Think about what the topic is. What are our people doing right now? They're in a state of fear. What are our Hispanic brothers and sisters doing? The Puerto Rican, the Haitians and Jamaican, and the Colombians and the Cubans and Guatemalans, what are they doing right now if they don't have their green card? They're hiding. We drive past Home Depots all the time, and there was plenty brothers and sisters out there begging for jobs, sitting out there all day long, waiting on jobs. But if you do that right now, what do you see in those parking lots? You see police officers in those parking lots. Why? Because they're waiting on their opportunity to go ahead and call ICE, to go ahead and scoop up everybody and deport them. Our people are in a state of fear. Let's go to 2 Timothy 1 and 7. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. People are in a state of fear right now. Our brothers and sisters are scared every single day to think that they're gonna go and cut some grass and ICE is gonna pull up on them while they're cutting grass. ICE is gonna pull up on them while they're at their jobs. Jobs that they've been having for years now. Now they're worried about ICE coming to pull up on their jobs and deporting them. They done passed these laws, so now what? They are letting people be, they're letting people be racist again. So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, for those that are legal here, we are in fear every single day that we're gonna get fired for no reason, just because, oh, now Billy Bob can fire me now. Oh, I was the last hired, so I'm the first fired. But I've been here longer than these other people. What do you mean I was the last hired? What do you mean I'm being fired right now? You know, Timmy just got hired not too long ago. Why he not the first to go? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are in a state of fear right now. You want to know why? Because we don't trust our God. We don't trust the nigga God, the God of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the God of our forefathers, the God that sat here and chose you over all the other nations on the face of this earth. We don't trust him no more. You want to know why? Because we're too busy trusting the God that our oppressor has taught us. We're too busy being hand in hand with the oppressor. And the oppressor has taught us to fear them. Everything that they did was a fear tactic. And we have let that destroy us. We have let that harm us. We have let that be the case for too goddamn long. But see, here in the I.S.U.P.K, we're telling you to gather yourselves together, O nation I desire, and we also are telling you this. Go ahead and read. 2 Timothy 1 and 7.
This is 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
For God has not given us what?
The spirit of fear.
Why is the Bible saying God has not given us the spirit of fear? Because the only person that we ever fear is the Father. Why am I fearing man when the only person I'm supposed to fear is my Father who is in heaven? If I was following his laws, statutes, and why should I fear? God didn't give us a spirit of fear because he gave us the rules to go by. What did he give us? What does the Bible say that he gave us?
But of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Understand this. I want y'all to remember that. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us the spirit. He gave us power. He gave us love and a sound mind. We're going to get into what love truly is. We're going to get into that. But see, if you knew how to love correctly, you would have that power. If you knew how to follow your God and do it perfectly, you would have your power. And if you would trust in him and have the faith that you're supposed to, you would have that sound mind. But why don't we have it? We don't have that because we don't ask for it. We have to pray for it. We have to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to have all these things. How are you going to have power when you don't know what it takes to get the power? How are you going to have love when you don't even know what true love really is? How are you going to have a sound mind when everything that's going through your mind and everything that's being brought to you is contradicting what the Lord has told you was for you? That's why you're in a state of fear. That's why you feel like it's just a bunch of voices in your head, because you don't know who to listen to. You weren't taught who to listen to, because who you was taught to listen to was the people who taught you how to fear man. See, our oppressor, they do one thing good. They'll teach you how to fear them. But you ain't fearing the right person. And you wonder why all this stuff is happening. We're going to go to the next precept. Go ahead and go to Isaiah 51 and 13. If you need to, I sent it all to you as well. You're fearing the wrong person. If you were doing what you were supposed to do, if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if the 12 tribes of Israel was doing what we were supposed to do from the jump, if we were teaching our children how to do these things, that we were holding true to these things, we would not have the fear that we have now. The only thing we would be fearing is if I'm doing what my father's asked me to do correctly. But if you're doing it, if you're following with the scriptures, then you wouldn't even have that fear. You would just be waiting on your father to tell you, you know what? I know you. Because you're doing everything that I'm asking you to do. You're loving your neighbor as yourself. You're not just out here stealing and killing one another. You are actually being a family that follows the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's not celebrating these pagan holidays. That's not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. That's not drugs in the community. That's not gunning down innocent people because you had a problem with a brother or a sister, and instead of talking to them and bringing that problem to them to get it resolved, you decide to pick up a gun and unalive one another. If we would do what we were supposed to do, we wouldn't have the fear. But we too busy following our father, the devil, that our oppressor has taught us to love more than we love our father that's in the Bible. The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, the 12 tribes of Israel's God, the Most High God. We ain't talking about Allah and Buddha and all these other. Forget all those other religions. Forget all those other spiritualities and all that. It's time to follow our God. Go ahead and read once you got it out.
This is Isaiah chapter 15, chapter 17.
51 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 13. And forgettest the Lord thy mighty, that hath stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth.
Read that again. This is what we are doing. This is what Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are doing right now. We are doing what?
Forgettest the Lord thy maker.
We're forgetting the Lord thy maker. Who did what?
And hath stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth.
Keep reading.
And has feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor.
You see what we're doing? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are forgetting the Lord our God. We are forgetting the man who stretched forth his heavens to create everything. We're forgetting that for doing what?
And that's fear continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor.
We are fearing our oppressor more than we're fearing our God. We forgot the person who sat here and created all this. We forgot the person who gave breath into the body of the 12 tribes of Israel, of everybody on the face of the earth. We're forgetting the person who sits on the throne above all of us. We're forgetting that person, but we have a continuous fear for the oppressor. Why? Because we're not strong-minded. We're strong-minded to do drugs. We're strong-minded to be a part of the alternative lifestyle. If you want to be an LGBTQ, QRPPPS, LMNOP community person, oh, you're strong-willed and strong-minded. If you're a man now, you walking around here with leggings on, you got lip gloss on, you're poking your lips out, you're poking your hips out. You are very strong-minded to do that. You are very strong-minded as a man to go suck another man's rod, but you're not strong-minded to sit here and do the law, statutes, and commandments. That's crazy. As a woman, you are so strong-minded that you will sit here and tape down your breast. You'll wear sports bras, you'll wear Jabot jeans, you'll wear a 3X long tee, knowing good and goddamn well you really wear a medium. And you'll go munch on some box. As a woman, you ready to tell a man, hey bro, you gay for sitting here telling me what's up, mom. I'm not a woman. Excuse me, sis. You still catch your period. You have breast and your box bleeding. Why do you think I'm gonna treat you like a man? I'm not gonna treat you like a man. I'm gonna treat you with what you was born with. If you a man, you're gonna be treated as a man. If you're a woman, you're gonna be treated as a woman. But we forget, we're so strong-minded that we'll fall into these things. We'll fall into these cycles. But we won't fall into following the law, statutes, and commandments. And destroy the communities that we're saying that we want to help. Why are we so strong-minded to do wrong instead of doing what's right? Because we have been taught, we have been trained to be hypocrites. Everything that we've learned from Big Mama and our mothers and our fathers that listen to what the churches and the Catholic priests and all these other people have taught them, did nothing but teach us how to be hypocrites. We sitting here saying, oh, I love God. Yes, I'm God. The Lord thy God has heard my cry. Yes, yes, Lord. And we were taught to do all that. But as soon as we left the church, what else were we taught to do? Hey, man, hey, let's roll up, man. Let's fire up that blunt one time. How does that equal out? We was taught to catch the Holy Ghost when we start hearing certain music being played in churches. But right after that, certain music being played in the streets to make you go catch a body. Where does that make sense at? We so strong-minded and strong-willed to do what's wrong. Why don't we take that same mindset and do what's right? Don't forget the person who created all this. Don't forget what his rules was. Just because you want to fear the oppressor. I don't fear the oppressor. Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't fear the oppressor. You want to know why? Because the Lord has shown us who the oppressor is. He's lifting up the skirts of them. He's showing you, man, your oppressor can only do what you allow him to do to you. If Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would gather themselves together and not worry about, oh, what if the oppressor starts trying to mess with our communities and take the money out? Bro, if we would keep our own money together, if we keep our own currency, the oppressor would have to run back to us. Because again, I don't know nobody that's going to build a house quicker or better than a Hispanic, a Native Indian, or a Black person. I don't know no food that's better than Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, the Haitians, or the Jamaican. I don't know nobody that got no Caribbean food better than them Jamaicans and them Haitians. I don't know nobody. I don't know nobody that makes a better goddamn, I'm talking about burrito taco. I'm talking about, man, I'm talking about everything. The elote, dog. Come on now. Who does that better than them Hispanic, the Puerto Ricans, and the Colombians? And make better tamales? Who makes better Hispanic food than our people? Who makes better soul food than Blacks people? Who make better soul food? So why are we so afraid? Why are we afraid, bro? And we are so intellectual. The Blacks, Hispanics, and Native, the 12 tribes of Israel are so intellectual, dog. I'm telling you right now, if we started up our own things, bro, we could sit here and create stuff way better than Elon Musk. But you want to know what's happening? All our brilliant minds are working for the oppressor right now. All our brilliant minds are either doped up, hyped up on drugs, or just hyped up on getting money, working for the oppressor 24/7. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Shamar team, hey, are cunning hunters. They can outshoot our people or run faster or move quicker than our people when it comes down to combat. And I'm gonna tell you now, they sure don't got better hand-on-hand combat. They ain't just knocking us out. That's been proven generations on generations. But it would take us to stop fearing our oppressor and actually do what we're supposed to do. Don't forget the Lord thy maker who stretched forth his hands from the heavens and laid the foundations of earth. Stop forgetting about him. What you should do is stop fearing the oppressor. Stop fearing the people that it says, because the fear of the oppressor as if he were ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor? Like, we worry about those things. We worry about what our oppressor got up next, up their sleeve. Oh, what is he going to do? How is he going to destroy it? Nah, man. Stop worrying about that. You know what? They're showing you what it is. You think they're hiding it? They've never hidden their hand. They've always showed you what their hand is. You want to know what the problem is? We were too dumb to figure it out. They showed you that they never loved us. And you know what? We were blinded. Who said it? It said people would be destroyed from a language. So what was the oppressor's main objective? To make sure that we lack knowledge so that way we would stay destroyed. But what they forgot to do was destroy that book that sat here and taught Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they was, what their culture is, and what they should do. Let's drop that out. Let's go down to let's go to Psalms. Let's go to, because this is why I said this is not the time to fear. There's things that we could do right about now. And the Bible tells you plenty of places what you need to do. It says what? Go ahead and read it once you got it out. And all the things that I sent you, that's the KJV. All right.
This is Psalms chapter 4. This is Psalms chapter 4, verse 4.
Right.
I sought out the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears.
See, if you would seek out the Lord, because here in the I.S.U.P.K, we sought out the Lord. That's why we're doing his work right now. That's why we're teaching our people right now. That's why y'all feel like we're crazy to get on the street corners and say that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Your oppressor is multiple different people. You got Esau, Moab, you got the East Indians, and you got them stinky Hamites. I'm talking about every last one. We can go down the Mobutu tribe and all that. Yeah, we can go the Congo and all that. We talking about all them. They are the biggest deceivers. But if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we, the 12 tribes of Israel, if we would stop hiding from them and stop fearing them, and we would seek out the Lord, and he did what? He would hear you because you were coming to school. The I.S.U.K, Lord will hear you. The Lord hears you through what? Your actions, what you are doing in your prayers. The Lord doesn't hear sinners. But who he does hear is those people that are following. He sees that you are changing your ways and you're praying to him, the Lord will be there for you. See, we forget. The Bible said the Lord will make your enemy your footstool. The Lord said if you will follow him, he will be an adversary unto your adversaries. He'll be an enemy unto your enemies. But what do you have to do? What is your job? See, your job is something very special. Let's go to 1 John 4 and 18.
1 John chapter 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love.
First thing first, we have to stop fearing. And what did the Bible say? There is what?
There is no fear in love.
Keep reading.
But perfect love casts out fear, because fear hath torment. He that fear is not made perfect in love.
You remember earlier when we was reading the scripture where it says God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I told you we were going to talk about that word love, right? Let's go to 1 John 5 and go to 3.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Right.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. See,
this is what love is. Matter of fact, go up to verse 2. Let's read verse 2, and then we're going to come down to verse 3. Go ahead, read it.
This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God, and keep his commandments.
So what is love? Keep reading.
Verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So this is how you show God love.
That we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his commandments.
That we do what?
Keep his commandments.
What is love? Keep all statutes and commandments. That's how you show your God love. That's how you show God love. That is a That is a act. That is something you can choose to do every single day. Fight those demons and choose to love your brother and sister, and choose to love the my God, being kind to one. I'm trying to say this way, but it is time for us to truly show God love. Because now go back to 1 John 4 and 18. It says that what?
1 John 4 verse 18. There is no fear in love.
There's no fear in what?
In love.
Now, based off of the context, right? We read 1 John 5 and 3, where it said that love is following the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Read that. Instead of saying love in 1 John 4 and 18, instead of saying love, say following the law, statutes, and commandments.
There's no fear in following law, statutes, and commandments.
Keep going.
But perfect love casts out fear. Because
understand this. You following the law, statutes, and commandment perfectly cast out. Why? Because you're doing what you were told to do. You are following the rules. And by you following the rules, you cast out all fears. That's just like, okay, let's just put it like this. That's just like somebody sitting here and you're a father and you told your child, do not do this, do not do that. I want you to get good grades in school. If you get good grades in school, we'll go have ice cream at the end of the month. If you don't fail no classes on a progress report and on a report card, if your grades never slip below a B, I'll take you to get ice cream. Every month, I'm gonna check up on your grades. If your grades slip any bit, if you get a C in a class, I ain't taking you out for ice cream. If you follow those rules, then what do you get?
ice cream.
But if you don't follow those rules, what do you get? You don't get nothing. It's all or nothing. See, that's the thing with your God. Your Father is telling you it's all or nothing. It's either you're doing what I'm asking you to do, or you got to deal with the judgment when I come for you. I told you to go to school and act right. Don't go to them classrooms acting a clown, because if you do, I'm going to come whoop your behind. You decided to go to the classroom and act a clown. They called me. What do I got to do? Because I already said what would happen. Now I got to stand on business. So why don't you think that your Father, the Most High God, is going to stand on business too? He's letting you know, if you would follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you wouldn't have nothing to fear. You ain't got to worry about me coming to you and whooping your behind or chastising you, because you are following my law, statutes, and commandments. You're following. But if you don't follow my rules, that's where the fear comes, right? Why do you think all people are always doped up? They high out their minds because when people in the military come back, all the stuff that they see, why do you think that they're always on drugs? Because PTSD. See, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we didn't have to go overseas to get PTSD. We just had to live a life. The life that we live on a regular basis give us PTSD. But you know what? If you would follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you ain't got to look over your shoulders no more, because you ain't riding in the car with drugs. You ain't riding in the car with illegal weapons. You're not riding in the car trying to make sure ain't nobody trying to get their lick back because you just hit a lick on somebody. You're not riding in the car thinking that, you know what, I might go to jail today, or I might die today. I might be unalive today. We don't roll around in fear. You wouldn't have to if you were following your Father. But because we don't, we roll around in fear every single day. I'm going to teach my son, I'm going to teach her how to sit here and not have fear. The only person you're going to fear is the Most High God. I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself. I'm going to teach you how to love one another. I'm going to teach you how to fear your oppressor. Those days are over with. But perfect love casts out fear. Following the laws, statutes, and commandments cast out all those fears. And that's what I'm going to teach my children. That's what I'm going to keep teaching the brothers and sisters here in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's what I'm going to teach you if you choose to follow it. I'm not going to beg you to follow the Bible. It's yours to either receive or refuse. In the words of General Muhammad, it is time for us, the chosen people, to stand up and be exactly who God wanted us to be. Stand on your 10 toes, man. Stop falling for these traps. Stop falling for all these things that these oppressors have put in placed in front of you. They have done nothing but put snares and traps in front of you for you to fall for it. Stop falling for it. Go ahead,
Say because like I don't know if that's command. When you think about again, nation, how they aim their children, aim them to these doctors, lawyers, and hydraulics razors and things like that.
All right.
Teach this truth. Keep this truth. Your brothers and sisters to your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Don't drop your sword.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stand 10 toes down and endure. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we done already been paid. Now, we done learned that, you know what I'm saying? If you waver from that, then you die.
Right. Like, brother, look, that was awesome. That was right on. Bro, you were told exactly what you needed to do. Like, it's live or die. Like, that's, I don't know how to make it any more plainer. Live or die. Choose life or choose death. Walk down that broad path and die, or walk down that straight and narrow path and live. Because what happens in the dark? What happens a lot of time in the dark? Man, you fall into anything because that darkness start playing with your mind. You ever been in a very dark room and now all of a sudden you got all kind of thoughts in your mind that was never there when the light was on? You ever been in the dark and now all of a sudden you like, God, they just run up and they right there in my face and the light come on and it's just like I'm looking at like, what is that? That is what? The Lord told you I am light. This truth that I'm teaching you is the light. I want you to be as bright as can be. Around with that light shining so bright that everybody wants to get out of that darkness and come into the light. It tells you, it tells you that the Lord called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Why did he tell you to come to that marvelous light? So that way you don't have nothing but what? You have nothing but the truth. You have nothing but safety. Because how can I be hurt when I can see stuff coming my way? The times I get hurt is when I can't see it coming my way. That's what happens in darkness. You have to choose light over death. Choose that light over darkness. Go ahead and make sure that you got enough oil and enough fuel inside that canister to make sure that your light bright, that your light shine as bright as it can be all the time. Fuel yourself up by studying this Bible. Fuel yourself up by enduring to the end. Coming to the I.S.U.P.K, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man, we just had the Passover, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, going to the Passover was a recharge. I tell all the brothers that I was an instructor for the Hebrew Academy the graduate class of 2025. I told every one of those people, it charged me up every time we met with one another because those brothers fueled me. Anytime I felt low, seeing that them brothers needed me charged me up. Seeing that them brothers is growing into grown men, and not only grown men, now men of war that graduated the Hebrew Academy, that charged me up. There's no way I could leave this truth. Not with men like them, letting me know that, brother, not only am I there for you, you're there for me. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. We're going to endure to the end together. But you got to come out of darkness to get there. You got to follow law, statutes, and commandments. You have to choose to be that special person. The Lord thy God told you to be special, told you to be peculiar, told you to be holy, which is set apart and separate. You are a royal priesthood, a chosen generation. But you don't act like it. Why? Because your fear lies with your oppressor and everything that he's telling you. Instead of you fearing your father by doing you're choosing death over life. See, the Bible says, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because this is what I always say all the time. It's either I'm gonna gain the world and I'm gonna lose my soul, or and gain a soul. What profits a man if he gains the whole world but he loses his soul in the midst? You love the world so much now that you don't fear your God. You don't fear God. You fear man. Not here in the I.S.U.P.K. We fear the Most High God. Let's drop that out. Let's go to Matthew 5:48. Once you got to go ahead and read for me. Matthew 5:48 should be right under 1 John 5:2 and 3.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Be ye therefore what?
Perfect.
How are you supposed to be perfect? How can you be perfect? By doing what?
By following the law, statutes, and commandments.
And doing it what?
Willing and perfect.
Because the laws, statutes, and commandments are not what? What does it say in 1 John 5:3 at the very end?
And his commandments are not grievous.
So you following the laws, statutes, and commandments and doing it every single day, you have to choose it. Like that's something that I started learning more and more. Everything is about a choice, right? You have to choose one another over what you feel. You have to choose to be a selfless person in a world that's full of selfish people. You have to choose that every single day. You have to choose to keep your relationship. You have to choose to keep your marriages. You have to choose one another over yourself. Everything is not about what you want. Everything is not about how you feel, to make sure that you feel good and make sure that everything that you want is being done. Everything is not about you. But everything is about following these laws, statutes, and commandments every single day and choosing your God over yourself. Right here in the scriptures, it's saying it. It says, be therefore perfect even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Who showed us that we could be perfect?
Christ.
Christ did. Is it so far-fetched? You want to know why it seems like it's far-fetched now? Because we've been listening to these people that tell us, we all fall short of the glory of God. Now, this is the thing. We all have sinned. But that does not mean that we cannot become a new creature and do what we're supposed to do every single day and become perfect beings. You can become perfect. The first step is this. Put away everything your oppressor taught you. Second thing is this. Come into the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA and start doing your 90 days. Ask the hard questions. But this is one thing that I dislike about people. Our people, they want to sit here and talk bad about us, but yet they don't ever come into class. But yet they don't ever ask us the hard questions. And every time they do ask us the hard question, they don't have an ear enough to hear the truth. They just ask us the questions so that way they can debate. They don't ask questions to get any understanding. They don't ask questions with an open mind to be like, you know what? Okay, let me hear what they have to say, because maybe what I've been taught all my life, maybe that's wrong. Maybe Caesar Borgia, you know what? Let me rephrase this. Maybe Jesus Christ that's in the church, that Caucasian fella with the stringy hair. Maybe that's not who Christ really is. Newsflash, if you read the Bible, it tells you Christ was, it said his hands and his feet are like unto fine brass that was burnt in the furnace. I don't know how we got a Caucasian fellow with stringy hair when it said that his hair was white and wool. I don't understand how do we get that picture when the Bible tells you what Christ looked like? Because we've been fooled. We've been fooled. We've been deceived. Go ahead.
We don't want to worship God in the like. We did exchange our king
Right.
Worship as their God.
Right. They wanted us to worship somebody that sat here and slept with their own family member. Because hey, you know what's crazy about that? That's truly some Edomite stuff. Like they showing you their hand. They showed it. But the craziest thing is, we've been in them churches all this time. Why hasn't the pastor brought out what Christ really looked like? Because if he did that, he will also have to say that Christ didn't come for everybody. Why haven't your pastor went to Romans 9? Why haven't he read the scripture that said twice in the Bible, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated? Why haven't your pastor done that? Because he don't want you to be therefore perfect. He wants you to feel like we all fall short of the glory of God. And you know what, brothers and sisters, let's just go ahead and pass that tithe. Let's get that love offering and that peace offering going around. You know what? Hey, you know what, Billy Bob? You ain't got to go nowhere. My church doesn't speak hatred on your kind. You are a special person. The Lord has chosen you to be so special unto me that I'm going to give you my congregation. Why do you think Joel Osteen has so many people at his church? Because Joel Osteen is not a pastor. He's not a priest. He's a motivational speaker that had money hidden in the walls and had his church locked down when we had a flood down here in Houston, Texas. They let you know how they feel about us. The doors of the church is not open. And I'm putting your money in the walls. But we won't do what Christ said. Be ye therefore perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect. Why are we so scared? See, that's the problem. You know, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we too scary to do what the Lord asks. That's crazy. Why are we cowards? Why are people so much of a coward to do what the Lord said? You're sitting here loving these other nations and cowarding yourself to them instead of your God, instead of doing what he's asking you to do. That's crazy. See, that's why I love being in the I.S.U.P.K. Because you know what our motto is. What's our motto?
No cowards, no excuses.
No cowards, no excuses. I'm not going to coward myself down to not following the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm not going to sit here and be a coward to my oppressor. I'm not going to bow down to my oppressor. I choose my God over my oppressor. Yeah, I understand. We in this world. I understand. We got to deal with our oppressor on a daily basis. I understand all that. But I'm not bowing down to no man. I'm not bowing down to nobody. My God, the Most High God, is the only person I'm going to bow a knee to. That's the only person that I'm going to kneel down before and pray to and give glory and honor to. And that's what our people need to understand, man. It's time for us to stop. Stop being a coward. Be ye therefore perfect like your Father in heaven is perfect. Follow the laws, statutes, and commandments and do what you are told to do. You know what? Let's drop that out. Let's go to Shalaki. Let's go to Joshua 1 and 7. Go to the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 7. Go ahead and read.
This is Joshua, chapter 1, verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Only be thou what?
Strong and very courageous.
Keep going.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law.
According to what?
According to all the law.
According to some.
All the law.
Keep going.
Which Moses, my servant, commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. Understand
this. If we would sit here, the next scripture we're gonna go to is First Corinthians 15 and 18. If we would sit here and do what the Bible tells us to do, be very strong and courageous, and not coward ourselves down, and not fold when it's time for you to stand up. If we would do those things, then we'll be all right. Because if you will be very strong and courageous and following all the laws, statutes, and commandments, at the end of it, it said what? It said that thou mayest prosper wherever thou goest. That's the thing about being in his marvelous light. That's the thing about being a light in darkness. Like when you are a light in darkness, can't nobody sit here and take that away from you. Can't nobody make you feel like you're less than. Because what? You know that you're what?
You're light, you're true.
You're greater than what anybody else can say. The Bible said it in Deuteronomy. If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and do all his commandments, I will set thee on high above what?
All people.
All nations on the face of this earth. It's simple. It's right there in front of your face. But yet, what are we doing? But the Bible also said in verse 15, if you did not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, cursed will you be in the city and in the fields. And what are we dealing with right now?
Curses.
The curse. The person keeps his foot on our necks. He knows as long as I sit here and keep my feet on you and tell you what to do and tell you how to act and you follow, the more I can sit here and oppress. Who rather that than what the Lord said? Because we done chose that from our oppressor for so long. It's time to choose what the Lord said. Time to do what the Lord said, man. Be very strong and courageous when it comes down to following these laws, statutes, and commandments and doing what's right. Don't fold. Don't be scared. Don't think that you have anything to fear when it comes down to loving your God over everybody else. Being a selfless person, being a loving and submissive person, being a kind spirit to your people, to the 12 tribes of Israel. Don't be weak. Be very strong and courageous. Go to the next scripture, that 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. I want all people to understand this as well. Go ahead and read once you got it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmoved, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain.
Understand this. That's so heavy, man. You gotta be steadfast. You gotta be unmovable. You gotta be strong and courageous. Always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain. Your labor is not in vain for you to choose God. Your labor is not in vain for you to do his will, following his laws, statutes, and commandments, and choosing to be a special person and not falling into the category like everybody else is in this world. The Bible says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Because if you love the world, then the love of the Father is not in you. The Bible also says, when you prepare yourself to follow the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation as well. You gotta understand that all these out. You forget the Bible tells you that if the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. Like you're forgetting these things is said in the Bible. Why do you think the Bible is telling you to be steadfast, unmovable, all abounding in doing the work of the Lord? Because all these things are going to come against you. All them demons is going to come against you. Why? Because it does not want you to follow your God. It doesn't want you to follow what he's telling you to do. So what should you do? You should do what Matthew 5 and 48 said. You should be therefore perfect, like your Father in heaven is perfect. You shall also do what Joshua 1 and 7 said. Be very strong and courageous. And thou mayest observe to do according to all the laws. All the laws, statutes, and commandments that your Father has put upon you. And you also got to do like 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. You got to be steadfast, unmovable. You got to always abound in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. This is your playbook right there. This is what you need to survive in this world. See, brothers and sisters, look, I'm going to tell you right now, all you brothers that graduated 1 Corinthians 15 be you. Don't think now that your work is done. It's just now beginning. Brothers that are in the school, period, point blank, understand this. Turn up some more. Don't be afraid to start going left. Thankful when you're going through hardship. Because you know what? That means you're being tried in that furnace of affliction. And you have to show the Most High that you're going to come out unscathed. You're going to come out stronger than you've ever been. And you're going to keep fighting that fight. You're going to keep your head held high. You're going to keep your chest poked out. And you're going to be unmovable. You're going to be strong as a mountain. You're going to be that light bearer that the Lord needs to get his people out of that darkness into his marvelous light. Don't be scared. It's time to step up. It's time to step into your role. It's time to do what it takes, man. And that's what the Lord has called us to do. That's what the Lord wants from us. And that's what we're going to do. We're not running. We're not hiding. You want to know where we are? The I.S.U.P.K is standing 10 toes where we always be. We're not hiding from nobody. We're not running from nobody. If you want some, come get it. Come get some. Because at the end of the day, we have to hold this truth. We have to be those unmovable forces and steadfast in what the Lord has told us to do. Because ain't nobody else going to do it. Everybody else is falling into the oppressor's hands. We're going to be those holy and set apart people. We're not selfish. We're selfless. Everything that we do is not for ourselves. We don't do nothing to look for glory. Understand that, brothers. Understand that, sisters. Everything that you do, understand that you're doing it to love on one another. Understand that. The next time you want to argue with one another and have an argument in a household that's going to try to destroy your household, understand this. Are you being selfish? Just think about it. Am I being selfish in this moment? If you're being selfish in that moment, stop. How about you bite your tongue? Because at that point, you're missing it. Your selfishness is not helping. You wanted it to be about me, is not helping. Let it be about his work. Let it be about being kind to one another. Let's drop that on. Let's go to Isaiah 54 and 17. Real quick. Matter of fact, no. Let's go to Isaiah 41 and 10. Go ahead, read once you got it.
Listen, Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. For thou not, for I am with thee. But not dismay. Be not dismayed. For I am thy God.
Read it again. And each point right there that you see those, pause.
Okay. This is Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God.
Understand this. The Bible is telling you to fear not, fear thy not. This is what Christ is saying. Fear thy not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. Like this is what you need. You need to know this. Your God is telling you, I'm right here with you. Fear not. Fear not the things that's being done right now. Fear not this world, the drugs that this world is putting upon me. Don't do them. Fear not being ridiculed because you're wearing your fringes. People think that you're crazy because you're wearing your fringes. People think that you're crazy because you're wearing your war crown or your war scarf bands and all that. Fear not, because I am with thee. I am with you. I am with you, brothers and sisters. The Lord is with us. So fear not. Be not dismayed. Don't be scared. Don't be confused. Don't look around and be like, okay, what am I doing? Don't worry about that. Because I am thy God. I am with you. You don't have nothing to worry about. But you know that only comes with you doing what? Following him. Keep reading.
I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will hold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
It's letting you know what it's going to be. If you follow God, he said, I will strengthen you. You know, a lot of us, we were weak when we first came into this truth. You want to know why? Because we were still fighting that old man. Still fighting them demons. Still fighting that lust spirit. Still fighting those things that made us so weak and easily destroyed. But when you decide to follow the Lord, what did he say that he's going to do?
I will strengthen thee.
He will strengthen you. What else would he do?
Yeah, I will help thee.
He will help you. The Lord will strengthen you and help you if you allow it. He's not begging you to do anything. You have to choose him. And if you choose him, then, and only then, will he do all these things for you. Stop running. Stop running from your God. Because there's plenty of things that's against you. But the Bible tells you that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But see, you got to have that shield of armor. What is that? What is that shield of armor? What is your bulletproof vest against what your enemies is doing? Understand this. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel. If you want protection, if you want that bulletproof armor from head to toe, you got to choose to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Because when you start doing that, the Lord will strengthen you. He will help you. He will not allow anything to penetrate. But you have to choose him. You have to choose to do what's right. If you want the Lord's help, I'll tell you exactly where to go to get the Lord's help. Here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Asked to come to class and try the spirit. Step it in this place. And let's see it. You see us out there teaching on the streets, come up to us and talk to us. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't cross that line, though. Because we are not weak men. We are not feeble men. We are warriors. We are war angels. And we are standing for something. We're standing for our Father's business. And if you want to stand for your Father's business, it's time for you to get out the world, and it's time for you to choose your Father. And with that, I'm going to say Imagine, which means we're going to give assistance. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Imagine, Rock, Shabbat, Matah, Sar, sisters. Gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Rock, Yahweh Shemal Adah Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yak Matah, dismissed.